Hello, and happy Friday, fellow outdoor enthusiasts. I hope everybody is having a great day. Welcome back to Perseverance Outdoors. On today's episode, I am blessed to have my dad back with me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What will we be talking about today, Dad?
Different shooting rests that we've used. So let's begin. Let's start with the tripod.
The BOG Field Pod was the very first tripod that we started out with, and it worked out good in the beginning. But as time went on, we discovered it didn't work out very well because of the fact that my starter reflex would kick it and make it imbalanced.
Oh, we found out a lot of things too. At that time, we didn't think about your dystonia. Your legs move forward when you're trying to concentrate on shooting the gun. Anyways, you had one of the legs of the tripod that went between your legs above your foot plate, and you would kick it a lot and knock it over. It's kind of hard on the gun.
Yes, it's very accident prone.
But we used it for a long time. We set it up out in the woods, and you're able to adjust it to a lot of different heights.
In fact, I still use it quite often to this day. It's just one of those stands that is meant to set up and shoot without having to move. It's basically set it up and leave it.
Yeah, I agree. What's the next rest you want to talk about?
The BOG tripod. Now the name doesn't imply trees because it was made to mount in tree stands for hunters that like to hunt up in tree stands. One of the reasons I like it is we were able to mount. We mounted it three different ways. We first mounted it on a piece of wood, which worked for a while. But we discovered as I started shooting different weapons that the piece of wood was prohibiting me from getting the rifle all the way up against my shoulder and being able to hold it tight.
The wood too was a little unstable. We had it mounted on a 2x12, and it was one more thing that we had to pack in and out of the woods with us. So, but it worked good. It served us for quite a few years.
What is the second way we had it mounted, Dad?
We cut the bottom off. It comes with a nice square bottom so it can be bolted through a tree stand. Yeah, we cut the bottom off, and we used motorcycle clamps to mount it to the bars on your wheelchair. And then it was great because whoever he moved, he was able to move the whole thing as one. He could swing the gun around, he could swing the stand around. It was real secure that way.
And didn't before we mounted it to my wheelchair, didn't we have it mounted to the blind floor for a little while?
We did. When we made a hard-sided blind that we took with us, we mounted it to the floor, and that worked good too. But still, if you're moving in your chair to get a shot, and most of the time we hunt just like this, so if he's got to move, I grab him, I can wheel him anywhere he needs to go. And with it mounted to the floor, we're able to get it to work, but it worked a lot better mounted to his chair. He moved as one, and that's what we liked better.
And then, two, with it mounted to my wheelchair, it obviously moved with me, and it gave me the ability to operate it all by myself. So it furthered my self-independence.
Yeah, independence is a big thing for you, and I love seeing you being able to do stuff on your own and figuring stuff out. And
what did we do with how do we modify the cradles to best suit not only myself but my firearms that I use as well.
Well, the AR is on a much shorter platform, and originally the support on that stand is made to move in and out with the band clamps, and it was just too long, and it would rest the AR and your 30-30 lever gun on the barrel, and we couldn't have that. So we took the upper part of the support out, and we moved the yokes and everything back and bolted them on the short piece. So it won't work good for your long guns, but on a shorter type gun, even your crossbow, it works good for that,
Yes.
doesn't it? But just making things work for us, even though it wasn't intended to go that way, because it was set to be able to fit many different guns, but it just didn't fit the AR platform or the lever gun very well. So we have several of these tripod stands to put in the different blinds we have, so we were able to take one and dedicate it to his shorter guns.
And then we still had a cradle for the longer guns too, so we took it and made it interchangeable.
Another thing too, in your AR, we're only shooting a 5-round magazine out of it, and it fit well. A large magazine for target practicing and stuff won't really fit in it good. It'll hit the mount for the for the support itself.
And then I obviously have an action track chair. How did we mount it to that track chair? So we could be mobile.
Well, our friend Matt had that idea of mounting it to the mesh footplate on his track chair, and it worked good, but what was the biggest problem with that?
When I went to get out of it, I had to kind of dodge around it, and it was hindering my ability to be able to get transfer out of the chair myself. I always had to have dad or mom do it, which that's not a big deal, but then it takes away from my self-independence.
Well, it sat straight up between his legs, so if you were transferring and you slipped, that would have been a very painful
experience.
Yeah, exactly. So we took that, again, we cut the end off it, and his knee bolsters flip up and out of the way on that track chair. So we took the padding off it and we welded it right to the swingway knee bolsters, and it works really nice. We did paint it black too, so it matched the chair, but he swings that out of the way and he's able to get in and out of that chair easily with it like that. And with that chair, it's so quiet. Anytime he needs to move it while we're hunting, it's very quiet. We've been after coyotes before, they never heard it move. And you can tilt the chair up and down in the front or the back, however you want to look at it. And he was able, if he needed to go up, he didn't have to adjust the stand. He could tip the chair back to get to where he needed to be.
And that is also a very nice thing to have, because as some of us all know, deer are a very wild animal and they don't stay in just one place. So having that stand to be able to be mounted to different pieces of equipment allows us to be more mobile and able to change our strategy quite quickly. And it's also very nice just a recreational target to shoot out of.
It is. So what's the last stand you want to talk about today?
The BOG Death Grip.
Is that your favorite?
Yeah, yes, it is my favorite for just target shooting. If you are hunting and you are in a wheelchair, I would definitely go with the tripod, because the BOG Death Grip is, you are unable to move quickly if you need to.
It worked best for us. Depending on what you need for a support, what you like, the others might work just fine for you. I do like the Death Grip the best. It telescopes up, I shoot off it, What's one thing you don't want to shoot out of it though?
There is no evidence that supports this 100%, but I don't like shooting wooden stock guns out of it because it does clamps really, really tight, which is another good feature about it, but if you clamp it too tight, you could risk eating into the varnish or the wood on your stock, which, as any firearm or outdoor enthusiast knows, that's not exactly what you want.
And most of your stuff is synthetic stocks. I'm with the older generation. I like the old wood stock stuff. So for me, I got to be really careful. And you could put a rag in it too.
Yes.
In the yoke that holds the gun.
Rags, towels, washcloths, all that stuff work, even an old t-shirt. The unique thing that separates the BOG Death Grip from other tripod stands is it does not have any parts hanging down that could make it unstable if it was kicked. I'm also on this stand. Another unique thing is I am able to grab a hold of the stand while I'm shooting, where the other stands I could not because of my starter reflex and my dystonia. My non-shooting hand jerked the stand over and mess up my shot.
I think that sounds like another good topic on another video, is the different things we've overcome as far as when we shoot, finding out what worked for you and why, and
yes,
what we did. But it's all trial and error, and we've made a lot of mistakes and things that didn't work, things that did work. But it all depends on the person, what works best for them and what they enjoy. Are you enjoying it?
Yes.
Good.
Outside of the hunting world, the Death Grip also has very good potential as a photography stand. BOG definitely makes a mount to where if you're a photographer, you can mount your camera. If you have a stock that accepts a pivot mount, they also make that too. So very versatile stand. A lot of coyote hunters use it, and a lot of recreational target shooters use it as well.
You can open up the base really wide on it, which is good for you. It does not need to go through your legs or touch your wheelchair. It'll spread out around you just fine. It's a nice stand, and it's light. It's easy to get in and out of the field or to the range.
It is a little bit more on the expensive side. I will say that. But if you're somebody that doesn't have a starter reflex or dystonia, it is well worth the money. And if you have able-bodied shooting with you, it's a stand that they could all use. It's not just dedicated for people in a wheelchair.
Oh, and there's a lot. Shooting off the sandbag, for some people might work good too. It's just all whatever limitation you have and whatever you need to be able to shoulder that gun the same every time and be comfortable shooting it and not scope yourself in the face.
Yes, that'll hurt.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me on today, Alan. It's been a pleasure again.
Thank you, Dad. And have a good day. And have a good weekend, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
You've just finished watching part 1 of a 2-part video series. Part 2, which will be posted right after this, will contain pictures of the shooting stands we talked about today. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Perseverance Outdoors. I would really appreciate your guys' feedback, because without your feedback, my job wouldn't be possible. I look forward to making more and improved content for you guys in the future. Have a great weekend. Thank you, guys.